Hey there guys, Kenobi here bringing you the Pokemon Narrated Wi-Fi Battle. It has been a while since I've uploaded, probably like a month or so, which is crazy. I'm really sorry for that inactivity. Been kind of a lot of reasons, but rather than focusing on that, I got a question here for you. Opinion on tier list changes. Since the last time I've played or uploaded for that matter, there have been a lot of changes. This battle is actually a pretty old battle, by the way, a 5th generation UU tier match. I haven't had an opportunity to closely examine all the tier list changes, so if there's anything out of place here, just remember, like I said, it is a little bit of an older battle. But I know that like Staraptor went to OU, Celebi went to OU, Gastrodon moved drastically from RU to OU. So do you have any sort of opinions on that? Things that may have helped or hindered one of your favorite teams? Feel free to leave it below. Leave a like if you enjoy the video, and make sure to leave a comment. I'd love to see what you guys have been up to. I have been out of it for so long, and thank you so much for sticking with me. And yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys have been up to this past month or so. So regardless, I'm leading with my Rotom H. This is actually an offensive trick lead Rotom H with like Volt Switch and Overheat and Trick. So I decided to go for the Trick right off the bat, even knowing that Gallade can carry Trick himself, so that was probably foolish of me. I don't know. I kind of thought that based on his team, he didn't have a whole lot that could set up other than maybe Swords Dance Sawsbuck, so I kind of thought it would be a bulk upset. But the fact that he led with it should have revealed to me that it could quite possibly be a Trickster. But after tricking him, I know that I can live another hit thanks to the fact that he has a Scarf, not a Band. So I hit him with an Overheat and then switched out to my Laffy Taffy, my physically defensive Zapdos. Now, knowing that my Substitute would be able to survive a hit for from a Psycho Cut if he decided to stay in and fodder out, I do just go for the Substitute so that way I can get a free sub, but he actually opts to switch out to Nidoking. So maybe he's checking if I carry the Hidden Power Ice. Maybe he wants to make sure that he doesn't get take a super effective Hidden Power to the face, so he maybe does a pivotal switch here into his, what I would guess is especially defensive Empoleon, since that's the kinds I usually see in UU, and I'm actually running one on this team myself. So he just goes for the Roar to phase me out, because he doesn't want to deal with my Substitute, which makes sense. And he doesn't really know what moves my Zapdos packs, so he doesn't know if it's a threat to his Nidoking. So now that I'm in on my Hitmontop and I have no moves to use against this Empoleon other than close combat, that's what I'm going to go for. Although he nicely predicts that and just goes for the safe switch into Victini. So now that I have to deal with this Victini, I'm going to go into my Sea Freshener, my specially defensive Empoleon, and it seems like both of us just love taking electric hits with our Empoleon, as he very nicely predicts that and goes for a Fusion Bolt. Considering that he had a Gallade and a Sawsbuck, I kind of thought this thing would be a special attacker. But with the immense power of V-Create, I guess that was a little foolish of me to think that he would not run the physical variant. But either way, going to go to my physically defensive Laffy Taffy, knowing that I should easily be able to take 2 hits, but unfortunately for me, he is going to nab himself a critical hit here, with in conjunction with the Life Orb, should easily make V-Create able to finish me off here. So that's going to be pretty problematic for me, because I just went from a situation that was very manageable to being on the ropes in this battle, thanks to not just the crit, but also a very nice prediction from him onto my switch into Empoleon, and me playing a little too safe by going for the close combat onto his Victini. So now with not much else to take care of this Victini, I am just going to have to go for the Sucker Punch with my Hitmontop and hope that he doesn't think about that option. Maybe he didn't think Sucker Punch would kill. Maybe since it's not that common on Hitmontops, he didn't expect it. Either way, he brings in his Gallade and then double switches to Zapdos. I wasn't sure if Sucker Punch would kill, sadly enough. So I switched into my Rotom H as fodder, but thankfully, since he did a double switch of his own, I am going to be able to outspeed him and go for a Trick, which will limit the options that his Zapdos has, because he is now banded, the band that his Gallade originally had. So I bring in my Tony Flygon, which, thank you Tony, saving my ass in this battle. Gonna go ahead and go for an Earthquake. He decides to fodder out his Gallade to see what I'm locked into, since Flygons are almost always Scarfed. But unfortunately for him, I'm playing with this set that Dangerous 36M and I had both played around with a couple months back, of Expert Belt Flygon, and that Expert Belt U-turn is going to do a crap load to this Sawsbuck, and we'll see how that damage impacts the battle as of later. So we're going to bring in my Hitmontop, get the Intimidate. No big deal. He is afraid of the Sucker Punch, so he's going to switch out, and I'm going to predict that and go back into my Flygon, because Flygon makes such a great scout, and I'm pretty sure I can outspeed everything that's left on his team at this stage. So I'm just going to go for another U-turn, even though it won't do jack diddly balls to his Zapdos. It'll at least allow me to get a free switch into my Clofu to test if he carries the Hidden Power Ice on his Zapdos. And since he was checking if I carried it, I kind of thought he would carry it, or at least I thought he was checking if I carried it, if any of that makes sense to any of you. But regardless, knowing that his Sawsbuck is the only physical attacker left on his team, I am just going to go for the Seismic Toss, hoping it'll kill him if he opts to bring it in. And that is what he does, which is going to pretty much put the nail in the coffin for him. Because with the only thing left on his team that can really do massive damage being a Nidoking, a Zapdos, and I think one other Pokemon that's specially oriented, he really cannot take out my Cloffu. Even with a critical hit from his Nidoking, Wish Protect is going to heal me up perfectly fine. And he decides to switch out to his Empoleon here. If you haven't noticed, I did speed this up a bit because Clefable has a bit of a stallish nature and all that kind of stuff. But I'm Wish Protecting, and he went into Empoleon, I guess, to get the rocks up and to get the burn. Obviously, with Magic Guard, burn does not do anything to me, so I don't know if that was actually part of his plan or if he just wanted rocks up. But considering that I don't really have anything else left on my team vulnerable to rocks since he took out my Rotom H, I'm not so sure that was the greatest of plans. He probably should have just tried to keep the pressure up with his Nidoking. But he keeps going for Thunderbolts here with Zapdos, and I could just switch out to my Flygon since he is choice, and I believe that's what I'm going to do soon. I should have done that a while ago. Just going to go ahead and switch back into my Tony Flygon, knowing that I have the immunity to electricity, and I can kind of wrap this up. I go for a Dragon Claw, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough to finish him off, and he's going to kill me with an Ice Beam. But I'd rather just fodder out the Flygon so that I can speed up this match and finish things off with a close combat. So that was a great game, dude. Unfortunately, like I said, or if I didn't say this, I don't know who this battle was against. Some of my old battles don't have their save files named after the person that I battled against, which is what I usually try to do. But thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. It has been a long time since I posted, and I really am glad to be back. Yeah, for me personally, one thing that really upset me was Celebi went to OU. That kind of disrupted my new favorite 5th gen UU tier team. But the 5th generation NU tier is out, so you can expect me to be making teams for that, which I think will be really interesting. And you know, a lot of good 4th gen NU stuff is still there. You know, you got Hypno, you have some UU stuff from 5th gen like Altaria and Weezing, so it should be really fun. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys later. So peace.